Okay, so now we're going to talk about the electron dots. So the electron dots are only the valence electrons. So remember, valence electrons are only those in the very last shell. So remember, electrons fill 2 in the first shell, and then we have 8 in the second, 8 in the third, and then 8 in the fourth shell. So that's how they fill. So we have to determine how many valence electrons there are before we can put them around. So you put the chemical symbol in the middle, and then the electrons fill in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So, and that's just to prevent you from having any pairs until you get to 5 electrons. So the first one we'll look at is lithium. Lithium is atomic number 3. So when its electrons fill in, it fills 2 in the first shell and then 1 in the last shell. So the valence shell, the last shell, has 1. So you put the chemical symbol, lithium, and then you put 1 electron. If we do aluminum, aluminum is number 13. So it goes 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, right? So that gives you 2 plus 8 is 10, and then 3 in the last shell. So aluminum has 3 valence electrons, so it gets 3 dots. If we do sulfur, sulfur is number 16. So we look at this one, it goes 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second, that's 10. And then it can have 8 in the third, but we don't need that much. We only need 6. So sulfur has 6 valence electrons. So you put sulfur 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so sulfur has 6. If you look at argon, argon is actually number 18. So that one goes 2, 8, that's 10, and then 8 more. So argon has 8. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's how you do the Lewis dot. Remember, it's only the valence electrons, so you have to sit there and look and see how many valence electrons. Now, if you've already done the periodic table notes, then you know that the first column all has 1, the second column all has 2. Skip the transition metals, and then you get down to boron. Those all have 3. Carbon has 4. Nitrogen has 5. Oxygen has 6. Fluorine has 7. And then the noble gases all have 8, except for helium. Helium actually has 2, but that one's an exception, and all the rest of those. So you can use the columns once you get to the point where you know how to read the periodic table. But either way, they fill in 2 in the first shell, 8 in the second shell, 8 in the third, and 8 in the fourth. So the valence shell is the last shell that actually has electrons. And remember that the electrons fill from the inside out. So the first shell has to be full before you can start putting electrons in the second shell.